Hey, beautiful ones. So the plot thickens. I want to talk a little bit about if you want to share your story, here are some things that you really need to think about and some things that you need to look out for. And this is all in light of Reesa Teesa telling her story and literally breaking the internet. I even heard it was on the news. If you've seen it on the news, let me know. But I even heard it was on the news. Several women, since I posted part one and part two of just me breaking down her story, lessons to learn, right? Understanding that this was not a red flag issue, but really a mindset issue and an issue in self-love, right? And how you feel about yourself. If you haven't seen that, go back. But several women have contacted me, have been sharing their stories with me, and have been saying, they got a story to tell too. And like, girl, if you heard her story, you need to hear my story. And, one of the things that I talked about in the video is how many women have had similar experiences, not necessarily the same experience, right? But similar experiences, being scammed, being conned, being love bombed, all of these things. And so all the accusations of being stupid or being dumb or girl, why you ain't see the red flags? Like, it ain't helpful. It's not cute and it's not supportive in any way. And, it's just unnecessary. But I say all of that to say that many of us have a story to tell. Many of us have been suffering in silence. Many of us are ashamed and don't want to speak our truth because we don't want to be judged. I mean, who does, right? And like I said, I get that because I've had so many clients in the same similar situations. And I want to say something about that. Most of my clients are very well educated women, mostly Black, definitely, white women, Latino, but mostly Black, but very well educated. So I'm talking about master's degrees, PhDs, JDs, doctors, very well educated, CEOs of their own 7-figure businesses. So I'm not talking about women who are not educated. And so this whole misnomer of being stupid or, being dumb or I would have known better. Yeah, but would you? Really? Would you? I say all of that to say I appreciate the women who are sharing their stories with me. I appreciate the women coming forward to say they want to share their stories. And that's what sparked this video, because here's what I want to say. Everybody wants to go viral until you go viral. Everybody wants to go viral until you go viral. I have been nowhere near viral like Reesa Teesa. Let me say that. Nowhere near. But I've been on TV. I have, 2 podcasts. I have an amazing, Facebook following community. I'm on YouTube, all of that. When I'm on Facebook, those are my people. That's my family. So pretty much anything that I put out is going to be supported. Right. And if people don't support it, they just not going to say shit. Right. That's like, you know what? Let me just sit back here. I'm a judge her from afar, but I ain't going to say nothing to her face. When you go viral, people will judge you to your face, judge you, your mama, your daddy, your whole dang existence. The internet has no chill. The internet don't care. So you got to be ready for that. So if you really do want to share your story, and I can say you got to be ready for it, but until you experience it, you ain't ready for it. I promise you. You could be like, yeah, girl, I'm ready. I can do this. Let's do this. And then it happens and you're like, whoa, I wasn't ready. I have nowhere near that experience, but what I have experienced is like, matter of fact, I'm experiencing it right now. So I have a video on YouTube about Fani Willis, and the Red Wing Republicans are coming out in full force with just really just nasty, ridiculous comments. I'm not even responding because I'm just letting them run up my algorithm. Listen, give me my YouTube money, okay? Just monetize my channel. But it's ridiculous. Like, it's some really just crazy, wacky statements. And anybody who knows me would be like, oh my God, this is dumb. They don't care about me. They just have an agenda. And so, but this is what happens when you are outside of your people. And when you go viral, you are outside of your people, right? So that little tight-knit circle, the people who love you, who support you, yeah, girl, I got your back. Now when you go viral, now when you share your story with the world, you open all of that up to happen. So you got to be ready for it. I know she wasn't ready for this. I know Reesa Teesa didn't think this was going to happen. She probably just thought, I'm going to put it out here. Maybe I'm going to help a person or two. And that's it. She had no clue literally opening up Pandora's box, and all the people, all the tentacles, the Legion's ex-wife came forward now. His the ex-wife's son came forward. Like, who's next? I'm like, who's next? I feel like I'm watching literally a Netflix series in real time. You know what I mean? Like, we're watching it live play out. It is insanity. So you don't know what's going to happen, or nothing can happen, right? You could put it out and think this is the best thing since sliced bread, and nobody watches and nobody says anything, and it don't do nothing. Anything can happen. You got to be ready for that too, right? Just like you got to be ready for it to go viral, you got to be ready for it to flop or not make the impact that you thought it was going to make. And so I say all of that to say that if you really want to tell your story, be ready for whatever. The other thing is, make sure you are healed or in your healing process. Because if you decide to tell your story and you have not healed, you are not working through your healing journey, you can re-trigger yourself, you can re-traumatize yourself, and you can end up considerably backsliding. You are opening yourself to old wounds. You are opening yourself up and, talking about things that maybe you forgot, maybe you didn't want to remember. And now you're opening it up and sharing it with the world. And everybody got an opinion. Everybody got an opinion. Right, wrong, good or bad, everybody got an opinion. So if you really want to share your story, make sure you've healed. Make sure you are in the process of your healing. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't do it. Because what will happen is when it goes viral, or if it don't go viral and it does nothing, you're going to trigger yourself. And you may not handle it well. And we don't need to see that play out in front of everybody, right? We do not need to say that. We don't want to see that. And the other thing is, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. The third thing. So first, be ready for it to go viral or not go viral, right? Be ready for that. The second thing, be healed or in your healing process, because healing is continuous, right? It is a journey. Be at the space where you feel ready, where you can do that. So like, for instance, Reesa Teesa, this is 3 years ago. She's had some time. She's worked through things and she's still working through, but she's had some time. She didn't do this as soon as it happened. She talked about it. Don't do that. You will re-traumatize yourself for sure. And the third thing is, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. If you're going to share your story, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I applaud her because she said, I want to help somebody. And this is therapeutic for me. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. But if you're doing it and say, you know what, I got a story to tell and I want Netflix to give me a call too, that might not be the right reasons. So really think about your reason. Like, get clear on why you want to share your story. What's in it for you? What's in it for everybody else? So those are the 3 things that I highly advise you to really think about and consider when you want to share your story. Because the truth is, we all got short stories to tell. We all have stories to tell. I got stories, and I'm a life coach, master's degree, all the receipts, all the things, right? We all have stories. If you've lived long enough, you got a story. So think about those things. And for those of you, my DMs are open. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for your vulnerability. I am definitely thinking about doing something, especially in March. It's my birthday month, but it's also Women's History Month. And so possibly on YouTube or maybe even here, just talking about women's stories. Some of the women who have contacted me, maybe sharing their stories as well, not from a trauma porn, right? So you could feast and be like, oh my God, did you see that? But, for lessons, like, what is there for you to learn from this? How can you see your reflection in this, right? How can you look at your own life and see maybe things that you can change or maybe things you can do differently based on what somebody else has experienced? Because the truth of the matter is, if I learn from you, I can use you as my mentor, right? Let me not go there. Let me not do this. I saw your experience and I'm not going to repeat that, right? And so stay tuned for that. I will definitely announce that if the case. And I also have a self-journal coming out next month for my birthday, March 17th. Hey, so look out for that as well. I'll talk to you soon. Peace, y'all.